Yes, that was a big win! Yeah, buddy, but there's no time to rest. Let's check and see how the Avalanche did last night. Hey, they scored your number. Dude. Hi, everyone. Hello. Austin Matthews. Well, time for a rebuild. This team is ruining my life. Crash course, okay? First you do a little bit of that, okay? You make a nice fist, and then you reach, really gonna stretch in there, and then you go, Leafs win 4-1 over the Boston Bruins. The way it should always be. Okay, when the Leafs eventually get good and go to the playoffs, I want them to play the Bruins, and I want them to slaughter them. Because it's still always in the back of my mind. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, good, just another fun hockey night in Canada. Oh, it looks like the Leafs are in Boston at the TD Garden. This should be fun. Just a night of fun, just fun. Okay, let's actually talk about good things. Throughout the season, you're gonna get ones you want back. Most of the games we reference pretty much every video this season. The Jets game, the Blackhawks game, the Devils game. Wow, they've had quite a few times where they choked. The Minnesota game, though, that is a game where you can go, their goalie stole it for them. The very next game in Boston, Freddy steals one for the Leafs. We'll call it even. It's over halfway through the first period. The Leafs only have one shot. Nylander takes a shot, gets number 2. I'm like, yeah! And I'm like, oh boy, I'm cheering for every Leaf shot on goal. This reminds me of a couple of years ago. And at least twice in the first period, the Leafs have odd man rushes. They got a 2-on-1, a 3-on-1. What are you gonna do? Of course you're gonna pass it. And of course it's gonna get intercepted. Shoot! The Leafs have been doing this for a long time and they get rewarded for it. When that pass gets through, it often leads to a grade A scoring chance that often goes in. Key if the pass gets through. I don't have the numbers, but I think it's more likely you take a shot, get the rebound because you have numbers, and you put that puck in. Well, you'll never know if you don't try, and you'll never score if you don't shoot. Ironically, after saying that, what gets things started for the Leafs is a hell of a pass. Noted fourth liner William Nylander dangles to get into the Bruins zone. Excellent zone entry. See, I'm fancy. Passes to Austin Matthews. Snipage past Tuukka Rask, who drafted him. They're smart. And the Leafs are up 1-0. Later in the second, Floater just put on the net. Austin Matthews is in front. You gotta watch him. Good, because Zach Hyman will take advantage of that. Tip in the net. 2-0 Leafs. And then Marchand scores, and I'm like, this is familiar. And he gets into it with Polak, and I'm like, this is familiar. Canada, let's talk. At the World Cup, that was gross, right? He was super good. He got the tournament winning goal. Okay, and now just go. Like, he's one of those pesky, skilled players that has been with his team so long that I don't think the team he gets traded to will be happy they got him. You know that saying, oh, if he were on my team, I'd love him. I think there are a few players who have been with their team for too long for that to work. Marchand with the Bruins. Try picturing him on any other team. Corey Perry with the Ducks. You're gonna tell me you're gonna go, yeah, Corey Perry. No, you're not. And I'm gonna throw it out there. Nazem Kadri's getting into that territory. Don't believe me? Okay, the Vancouver Canucks or the Edmonton Oilers have acquired Nazem Kadri. Yeah, that's right. Why are you making that face if I'm not right? You're making a face. I can see you behind the camera. All right, powers. And then the third goal was just subtly a thing of beauty. Tyler Bozak, woohoo! Little spin pass to JVR, puts it up and over. Tuukka Rask. That's a goal, 3-1. And he won't get an assist on this, but Nikita Soshnikov's play and hustle to get into the zone was what really made this goal possible. And I tweeted something last night, and I wanted to touch on it. Nikita Soshnikov is fearless. And that is a good thing, and a lot of coaches value that. But I will voice some caution. Because I saw someone earlier this year, I think it was Chris Johnston, tweeted that Mitch Marner is fearless. No. Mitch Marner is tenacious. I think there's a little bit of a difference. He will get in there and he will fight and he will take on 2 guys at once. He doesn't care. But I've seen him pull up a few times. You know why? He should have pulled up. He was gonna die. Nikita Soshnikov doesn't have any of that. All right, Nikita, it's your shift. Now don't go too crazy out there. Close enough. It's great to be fearless until it's not. You know who was fearless as a Leaf? Mikhail Grabovski. And the problem with Mikhail Grabovski is his helmet was made of magnets that attracted shoulders and elbows and the boards and even pucks. I still remember clear as day one time in a game against the Flyers, Dion Phaneuf, blam, slap shot, crack! Hits Mikhail Grabovski in the helmet. I was in the press gondola, 6 decks up, and I heard the crack. And the puck goes in, and everyone in the ACC goes, what? I guess what I'm trying to say is, Sosh, we love you, buddy. Try to stick around for a while. And I can only assume that advice is going to be met with a resounding yep. Connor Brown, empty netter, and that is the game. The Leafs win 4-1. Freddy Freddy. Oh, he was good in this game early on. Robbing Pasternak, saving it with his pad, putting it off the post. There was another one in Boston. Freddy flashing the leather. I'm sure Bill Burr would appreciate the irony of the Bruins getting robbed by a redhead, and the Leafs escape Boston with 2 points. And now here's the collar tugging part. The Leafs are about to play a team at home. That's nice. That's nice. It's always nice to have home ice. The Leafs won last night, and the Avalanche very did not. In case you missed it, the Avalanche lost to the Habs last night, 10-1. Ironically, that's very close to the score of Patrick Roy's last game as a Montreal Canadian. You could call this one payback. So the Leafs are hosting a very pissed off team in the second half of a back-to-back. The one evening factor there is both teams played last night. And Antoine Bibeau is playing in his first NHL game. And here, you wanna know about Antoine Bibeau? The American Hockey League's goalie of the month in October. You could not get a puck past him. And then in November, well, he's with the Leafs now. That's what's important. Like, if you watch the Marlies, you've been following them, you know this about Antoine Bibeau. He is either spectacular or not. And this to me is a very interesting move by the Leafs. One, why can't you start Freddy in a back-to-back? Well, you definitely can, but you're also risking injury there, and if the Leafs lose Freddy, the Leafs lose, period. And number two, the Leafs are still building, and we kind of forget that, and a big part of this season is evaluation. In the American Hockey League, you can use stats, you can use projections, you can even use the eye test and just your own dang opinion, but really, you never know. You never know what you have in terms of NHL caliber talent until you let players play in the NHL. This is the Leafs seeing what they got. Because it's a very small sample, and yes, he's coming off surgery, he's healing, but Kerry Rummel has not been fantastic with the Marlies. And if Bibeau proves to be at least serviceable in the NHL, even if it's just for this year, that is an enormous help. And it's funny, I've seen some people going, oh, only in Toronto would they make this much fuss about a backup goalie. And I'm like, I'm sorry, did you not watch the Canadians last year? So Antoine, good luck and enjoy your first NHL game. Martin Marincin, I hope you feel better soon. Connor Carrick, I hope you take advantage of this opportunity to get back into the lineup. And that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really like. Tell all your friends. Back-to-backs. Come on, man.